Hello, my friends. It has been a minute since my last video. I hope you're happy to see me. If not, that's okay too. I feel you. So, where have I been? In bed, depression, bipolar disorder. It's been a rough year for this girl. But I'm doing okay now. That's gonna bug me. But I'm doing okay now, and so I wanted to come on here and kind of jump back into making videos with just a really gentle and easy video. I have, before when I was doing notebook review videos, I have since filled up like another 10 journals. So I guess I lied. It's not actually been 10. However, it has been 8. I'm still working on this one though. I just started it. So this was volume 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, and 28. So it's been 8 journals since my last journaling update or journaling review. So for this journal review, I am going to review this one for you, which my husband lovingly has called The Soldier. All right, so I don't know if you've noticed, but I took the time to remove the command strip. Those two, I had a shelf up there, like a shelf that was into the wall, and it had a couple of my inks on it, and my tiny cat, which you've seen before in my little writing when Tiny Cat Attacks videos, decided that he needed to jump up there. And actually it's a she. We realized that not that long ago. So we're all kind of getting used to calling Tiny Cat a she again. Anyway, so these notebooks right here, if you're familiar, these are standard issue Army journals. These are the kind of Army notebooks, or actually all military notebooks, that, you know, they take in for having notes, like taking notes for meetings, everything you can think of. These are, they're issued. You get, not issued, but every company, you know, their supply, like they all have these. They are free for our servicemen and women. So this one my husband gave me, he did, because he wrote on a few of the pages and then he lost this notebook, and by the time he found it again, he had another one already. And I was like, why don't you just save it for next time? He's like, no, it's okay, you can have it. And I was like, I won't argue with you. So I know what you're thinking. That must be really crappy quality paper, you know. So the outside is made of like a fabricy linen-like material. Its spine is, it's a fairly rugged spine, because it has to be rugged because these things go on deployments, they get wet. And I have found that the paper in here, even though it is not like a crazy wonderful quality, paper in here is actually pretty darn good, you know, considering what it is. And it takes everything, all mediums, very well, especially watercolor. I was really shocked about. But then I thought about it. Like I said, these are military guide notebooks, so they have to take these everywhere with them. My husband especially uses these when he's out in Tigerland, and they have soldiers from other states and, you know, companies of soldiers from other countries, and they bring them over here and they teach them how to be better soldiers. And so when he's out there doing all of his work, he keeps all of his notes on different things in one of these as well. So he uses these for meetings and then out for his work. And one of the things that never occurred to me was that they're out there in all weather. and the humidity here is nuts. It could be 106 degrees outside with like 100% humidity, and they're still out there. Like the kind of humidity where you can't even put your hand down to write without all over the page. So anyway, you can also buy these books on Amazon, the exact same journaling notebook on Amazon. They're not very expensive, and you might find you actually like these. I do believe in one of her journal collection videos, Alicia, Adventure Denali, when she was younger, she was given one of the, there's an A5 version, and then this is like a B6 maybe, but she was given an A5 journal of this, and she filled it up, and you know, so she wrote on it too. So it's not just me. So my husband named it The Soldier, like I showed you before. This is volume 20. So I'm gonna turn the camera around now and show you some of the pages and how it held up to different mediums. But until then, so this is the journal. It has signatures on the inside, and that's what that said right there. So the paper actually feels like it's about an 80 GSM. Now, this is not like special paper, but it is pretty okay paper. This is Pilot Roshizuku Yamamoto, and it was written with a super wet, it was written with my Mont Blanc, which is a broad nib, and so I had to did some things there, and so that's why you could see it's kind of bled through. And the other things you can see it sort of does, but that's because I was using a stamp. So these were my inks that I used. Oh, that was my Moon Man 2-1. Never mind, I lied. So whenever I use a pen and an ink, I always log it in here. And as you can see on the back, some of them did bleed a little bit. Some of them merely ghosted. But like I said, for a cheapo little army notebook, it wasn't so bad. Did you hear my stomach growl? I'm sorry. So for a lot of it, or some of it, I wrote with just like regular old Bic or Pilot G2s. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna write with my fountain pens. So this is something that my daughter made for me. As you probably remember, the majority of my journals are written. But that doesn't mean I don't enjoy some creative stuff now and again. What is this? Oh, that's right. This is from my Mimu too. And so my handwriting is really bad in here. But as you can see, writing with different colors, stickers in here, all that good stuff. This black pen right here, it was a really cheapo, crappy zebra fountain pen that I was trying to try out again. So I was like, oh, the zebra, look, it started writing again, yay! And then it stopped again. And sometimes one of my girls just like, hey, look at me there. So this is, I believe, Pilot Blue, and here's some Konpeki. And this is in an italic nib. And I don't know if you can see, like, with the italic nib in Konpeki, you really can't see, I mean, you can see it very well on both pages, on all pages, and you can't really see any bleed through, only very slight ghosting, and that's a italic nib, so that's pretty good. So this one was Rohr and Klinger Altgrün, and of course there's going to be no ghosting or anything with that one. Now some people like to stamp their dates, and I just kind of started doing it. Now, doing that does kind of go through the page. But that's something that I figured would happen anyway. I haven't really done much as far as creativity. I just, put in a couple flowers because flowers are the is. So as you can see, I kind of go through my, I have a couple that I've inked up, and then I go through those until they dry. This was Pilot Oroshizuku Murasaki Shikibu. And I don't know if you can tell, like, don't worry about all the writing. But when you see writing from the other side here, it's just merely ghosting. So to me, this paper held up just as well as Leuchtturm 1917 paper. Yep, this was with my Esterbrook, my vintage Esterbrook J. It's in a medium, so it was kind of a thickie. More Murasaki Shikibu. Let's see. Oh, isn't that cute? It says, from Emmy to Mommy. Oh, it's so cute. And here's some more. I think this is Shinryoku. Maybe? I don't know. And here's just some really deep green. What is that green? That deep green. That's not the right one. I can't with the pages. Ooh, okay. It was Jane Austen. And where did it go? It was over here. So, yeah, the dark green was Jane Austen. And if you look, like up here, you can't really see, like, severe ghosting there. I think it also kind of has a lot to do with whether or not you push down super duper hard with your pens. Sometimes I do, but the majority of the time I don't. This was a Bic. I thought, oh, maybe next time I do my journal, I'll journal with just a Bic. That did not last long. I tried though, which I will eventually get to. This is more Jane Austen. Here we go. You can see, like right there, how it ghosts. But it, like I said, it is nothing. I mean, it's just like the ghosting from a Leuchtturm. Food for me. Yeah, one of my kiddos. So this one wasn't a journal that I tried to keep like nice and pretty. And I was basically just kind of trying this. And wanted to try as many different inks as I could. I think in here somewhere I did actually watercolor and try some different things. Oh, I love when I go through my journals and I find flowers that my kids gave me in these little bags. I love that. Makes me feel special. Oh, and this is some wonderful artwork that my granddaughter, yes, I said granddaughter. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Claire, you're not old enough to have a granddaughter. I'm 40. And isn't she the cutest little thing ever? That's my hat she's wearing, by the way. You can't look at her anymore because I don't want her picture all over the interwebs. But yeah, I'm a grandmother. Back to the journal. Yep, so again, that's her beautiful contributions to my journal. Oh man, it's just so beautiful. Oh, so lovely. And more flowers. But as you can see with the different inks, there's some inks depending on how hard you push down. Like most of the inks in the beginning when I showed like the different inky thing, I was doing like the swab of them and making it really, really hard. And so that bled through. Now see this right here? This paper is, this is either moleskin paper. Yeah, this is actually moleskin paper. I don't remember why it's here, but if you look at the front of that moleskin paper, and how bad it bled through, yeah, that's pretty insane. And literally, like, I just can't with this. So right here is more of my italic nib, but the rest of this is just basic black ink joy gel pen. Yeah, so already we're doing better than Moleskin. Okay, we are almost here. Like I said, I mean, just, I don't know. This is not the most expensive, beautiful, you know, aesthetic journal in the world. But if you are looking for, oh, look, this was in my, I have an italic and a broad italic. And yeah, well, my daughter has one of them now, but this was when I had Emerald of Chicken, which I got rid of. But if you can see over here, like, you barely even see the ghosting from Emerald of Chicken. You see right there? You barely see it. It's not even near enough to make you not want to write on the page. Oh, I was really kind of, I don't know, sometimes I'm just kind of down. So we can see better here. So this right here is this Emerald of Chicken. It is still Emerald of Chicken, but for some reason it stopped shimmering for me. So I've written it right there, and then you can see back here the bleed through and the ghosting of Emerald of Chicken. But when you're taking and you're writing over top of it, you know, on the back of the page, it doesn't look bad at all. So as this journal ends, I'm grateful for the paper, the lines, the, what did that say? The cover, I don't know. And I'm glad that Mike was able to get it for me. I enjoyed every moment of this notebook, and I look forward to the next time Mike is able to give me one. There we go. So, and like usual, I always leave about 5 or 6 pages at the end. So yeah, if you have anyone you love who is a soldier, you're like, hey, give me one of them notebooks. Or if you don't, they have them really inexpensive on Amazon. And this notebook was actually comparable to a Leuchtturm 1917, in my opinion. So, I'll lose my stuff there. So there you go. That is my review of the military journal and volume number 20. And I hope you learned a little bit of something. Bye.